Some mountains barely look like they belong on this planet. Flat-top giants, perfect cones, and rock towers striped like paint. Every one of them was shaped naturally over millions of years by volcanoes, erosion, and mineral deposits. Here's a look at some of the most unreal mountains on Earth. 1. Mount Roraima, Venezuela, Guyana, Brazil. Rising sharply from the jungle with sheer cliffs on all sides, Mount Roraima is a tepuy, a flat-topped mountain formed from some of the oldest rock on the planet. Its summit is often wrapped in cloud and mist, cutting it off from the world below and giving it a genuinely lost world feel. This isolation is thought to have inspired Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's novel The Lost World, and later the floating mountains in the film Up. The plateau on top has its own ecosystem, with plants and small creatures found nowhere else, having evolved in near total isolation from the surrounding rainforest. 2. Kirkjufell, Iceland. On Iceland's Snæfellsnes Peninsula, Kirkjufell rises in a striking, almost symmetrical cone shape that makes it one of the most photographed mountains in the country. It sits beside a set of small waterfalls, which frame the peak perfectly in photos and have made it a favorite backdrop for filmmakers, including scenes in Game of Thrones. The surrounding landscape shifts dramatically with the seasons, from green summer grass to snow-covered slopes in winter, and on clear nights the mountain is a popular spot for viewing the northern lights. 3. Matterhorn, Switzerland/Italy. Straddling the border between Switzerland and Italy, the Matterhorn is instantly recognizable for its sharp, near-symmetrical pyramid shape. Its 4 steep faces roughly align with the compass points, a result of glacial erosion, carving away the surrounding rock over thousands of years. The peak was one of the last major alpine summits to be climbed, first reached in 1865 in an ascent that ended in tragedy for several climbers. Today, its silhouette is one of the most recognized mountain images in the world, appearing on everything from chocolate wrappers to travel posters. Four. Mount Fuji, Japan. Mount Fuji's near-perfect volcanic cone has made it Japan's most enduring symbol, appearing in centuries of art, literature, and religious tradition. Standing as the country's tallest peak, it's an active volcano that last erupted in the early 1700s, though it remains dormant today. Its symmetrical shape is best seen from a distance, especially in the cooler months when snow covers the upper slopes and contrasts against clear blue skies. Thousands of climbers make the ascent each summer, many timing their hike to reach the summit for sunrise. Five. Zhangjiajie Mountains, China. In Zhangjiajie National Forest Park, thousands of narrow sandstone pillars rise straight up from the forest floor, some reaching heights of over 3,000 feet. These formations were carved over millions of years by erosion, wind, and vegetation growth working into cracks in the rock. The park's otherworldly scenery directly inspired the floating Hallelujah Mountains in James Cameron's Avatar, and one of the park's tallest pillars was officially renamed Avatar Hallelujah Mountain in the film's honor. Walkways and glass bridges built into the cliffs now let visitors walk among the peaks themselves. 6. Table Mountain, South Africa. Overlooking Cape Town, Table Mountain gets its name from its long, flat summit, which often gets capped by a thick layer of cloud locals called a tablecloth. Formed from sandstone and quartzite over hundreds of millions of years, it's considered one of the oldest mountains on Earth. A cableway carries visitors to the top, where sweeping views stretch across the city, the coastline, and out toward Robben Island. The mountain slopes are also home to an extraordinary range of plant life, including thousands of species found only in this small corner of South Africa. Seven. Rainbow Mountain, Peru. High in the Peruvian Andes, Rainbow Mountain reveals bands of red, yellow, green, and lavender running across its slopes. These colors come from different mineral layers, including iron, sulfur, and copper, that were compressed and exposed over millions of years as the mountain formed. For a long time, the mountain was hidden beneath snow and largely unknown outside local communities, only becoming a major hiking destination in the last decade as melting ice exposed its colorful surface. At over 16,000 feet, the trek to see it is as demanding as it is rewarding. Eight. Dablam, Nepal. Often called one of the most beautiful mountains in the world, Dablam rises in the Khumbu region of the Nepalese Himalayas near Mount Everest. Its name translates to Mother's Necklace, referring to the hanging glacier on its face that resembles a traditional pendant worn by Sherpa women. Though smaller than its famous neighbor, its dramatic, jagged profile and sharp ridgelines make it a favorite among mountaineers and photographers alike. Climbing it is considered technically challenging, often described as more difficult than Everest itself despite its lower elevation. Nine. Tre Cime di Lavaredo, Italy. Rising from the Dolomites in northeastern Italy, Tre Cime di Lavaredo consists of three distinct rock towers that jut sharply into the sky. Formed from ancient coral reef deposits that were pushed upward as tectonic plates collided, the peaks now stand as one of the most recognizable formations in the Alps. A popular hiking loop circles the base of all three towers, offering close-up views of their sheer limestone walls. The formation also played a role in World War I, when soldiers fought and built fortifications directly into the surrounding rock. Mount Bromo, Indonesia. Set within the vast Tengger caldera in East Java, Mount Bromo is an active volcano surrounded by a sea of gray volcanic sand that stretches for miles. Smoke and steam constantly rise from its crater, and the barren landscape around it looks strikingly similar to the surface of another planet. Visitors often arrive before dawn to watch the sunrise from a nearby viewpoint as the first light hits the volcano and the surrounding peaks emerge from the mist. The site remains sacred to the local Tenggerese people, who hold an annual ceremony offering gifts to the volcano. From flat-top giants in South America to striped peaks in Peru, these 10 mountains prove Earth's landscapes can be just as strange and beautiful as anything imagined. Subscribe now for more of the planet's most incredible places.